What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 181 of the Cheesy Controller Podcast. I'm your host, Anton LaPlatte. Joining me, as always, we have the Mayor of Stardew Valley and the resident evil, Chris Montalbano.
PlayStation, I feel like you really just seen me recently, and you just make me feel so loved with all this survival horror show. I appreciate your ass.
We got the most degenerate squid in the sea that is also immortal, Jalen Roberts.
Blizzard, you pull this shit again, I will beat you half to death with Diablo himself.
And we got the Ray Trace do-rag that can summon Primal from the waves, Madrid Devon.
So, dominants are technically just icons living.
We got a jam-packed episode for you guys this week. We're going to be talking about all the things coming from the Sony State of Play. So that is Resident Evil 4, Street Fighter 6, Final Fantasy 16, Walking Dead Saints and Sinner Part 2, and then we also talk about some other stuff such as Diablo and somehow Persona. Somehow Persona is responsible for a lot of this stuff that happens this episode. Again.
We're not sorry.
It is what it is.
All right, so that was the transition I had into the State of Play.
Boy.
They started off with...
They went strong.
Yeah, so I want to know everybody's, 1 to 5. How do you feeling about it? I gave it a solid 5.
I
like the start.
also give it a 5?
No, the whole thing. The whole...
5.
The whole thing.
I'll give it a
5.
6, to be honest with you.
All right, then, where you at?
What, a 4?
A 4?
Like,
That's a,
Hey,
it's like the stuff.
Hey, there's a lot of VR shit.
Yeah, most of the stuff they showed, I was like, oh, this is really cool. Really cool. I kind of just don't care.
VR.
fair enough.
VR.
Man,
Did we mention VR?
Well, they said it was going to be VR and third party. The fact that we...
Oh, wait, I
There was
mean,
whole
what? It was
PC.
like 4 games that were VR?
Well,
Yeah. No,
technically,
there was a few.
yeah, it was a few. They had like a chunk of 4 at one point, but yeah, there were more than 4. Just
No cap.
Let me rephrase.
All those games did look cool.
Nothing on here would make me buy a PS5 right now.
Right. But
Nothing.
by the time summer next year,
16?
I said right now.
Oh, that's
That ain't till summer next year. I got a whole 365 on that one.
he's got a whole ass
Maybe Sony will
fucking
get some inventory.
set of seasons.
seasons.
But like most of the
Yeah,
stuff
because
that
it's
I'm
not summer
serious-
yet, so he's got a whole set of seasons coming summer next year. It's fine. I did. What
I was
could.
confused.
tried
I was
what
like,
could.
wait, a cayenne? I that just shows. But yeah, they started off strong. Resident Evil 4.
Alright.
I thought it was gonna be. They just showed the R.
Dog, when they and just like the music, the fucking
I thought it was gonna be the Last of Us remake because that's a rumor that's been kicking around. Like there were 2 big rumors.
the music was way too Spanish.
What do you for the Last of Us?
No.
Yeah, okay,
no,
she
the
played
music
the
for Resident Evil.
guitar. The music from Resident Evil when they fucking like dropped they showed the capital R. It was like
I thought it was
whole
going to
ass-
be remake of like Last of Us. That the entire
That's not
start
their
of that-
guitar
They
style, though. They don't play guitar like that.
They don't.
They don't play guitar like that.
Not like that.
The composer
Joel
does.
can't either.
Yeah, the
Joel can't play
composer-
like that either.
The
but,
theme song of The Last of Us.
But that's the thing about it, though, is with The Last of Us musically, especially with their guitars, they always link the style of the guitar back to the character.
Mhm.
Like, that's one of their very big motifs in both their games.
I knew what
Yeah.
it was.
So for
I mean,
them to suddenly have a brand spanking new style that's out of left field for Last of Us remake doesn't make any sense.
It sounded like the theme song for The Last of Us that comes from a Hispanic composer that plays like that.
Wrong kind of Spanish, my boy.
Yeah, this is Spaniard Spanish.
Spaniard. We're talking about
Resident Evil
Spaniards.
4 came in. Is
Let me make sure I'm not butchering this man's name.
But as soon as I heard this, like
Guillermo
this guitar play,
Santiago.
I mean, Santiago is a place, and I think in Spain, but like,
yeah, my name's Madrid. What's up?
yeah, but Madrid ain't from Spain,
and he's the realest one there is.
No, but like hearing this, like hearing the opening, seeing the R gave it away for me. Like it was like, this is
what could this be?
The R made me think remake. Seriously.
The R literally, it's.
Whoa, what is this?
I mean,
made me think resident other words start with R's. Okay.
And they did. The next letter was N. And it was like very Netflix, the way it was like scrolling over the trees.
It was what? It was what letter?
It's just N, and then I, and then she's like, whoa!
There's no G's in Resident Evil, so...
A game by Quentin Tarantino.
Wow. God damn. Shit.
You know, if he did a Resident Evil game, he would try and do 7.
That's totally fucking fine. South. I feel like he would still do a better
It'd be horrible. It'd be horrible.
All the Resident Evil movies are bad. Could he really do any worse?
Okay, that's the thing about it. It's a different type of bad. The Resident Evil movies are only bad because they're called Resident Evil. If they named them anything else, the movies would have been awesome. We would have considered those movies to be awesome.
Welcome to
They're
Raccoon
the perfect
City
type of popcorn
could not have been named anything else. Welcome to Raccoon City could not be named
Especially Extinction. Especially Extinction.
Yeah, I was about to say at least the first 3 are
like those are some popcorn trash fire.
They would be solid movies if they didn't have Resident Evil in the title. They would not be top tier. Like
I didn't say top tier. I said enjoyable trash fires.
I knew of Resident Evil, but I never really played the games because I was like, those are going to give me nightmares.
Chris,
but I watched the movies and I was like,
don't let me forget Resident Evil. Don't let us. Well, shit, I have it. Resident Evil 2 and 3. They had the Raccoon City edition for $20. So, and those are getting free next gen upgrades. So I have 7 and 2 and 3, and all of those get free next gen upgrades, which I think is going to happen Tuesday.
Yeah.
Upcoming
Tuesday.
The Capcom presents thing. They're going to talk about the next gen and drop them then and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I now have those games to.
There's a fucking solid time.
Yeah, I wanna. The only one I'm concerned about replaying is the HD remaster of the GameCube.
Oh, like 1 and 0? Yeah, those are like.
Should I? What game should I start with? Because I'm really at the point that I might get 8. Start with 2.
No, don't start with 8. I would say start with either
like if you want new Resident Evil content.
Cut this fan off.
All right, if you want new Resident Evil content, start with 7. If you want to kind of get back into the world of Resident Evil, I would say start with 2 remake. And then play with 3 because it's like an hour and a half long.
The only Resident Evil I've beat is 5. And I'm down to play 5 again. This is a constant thing, Chris. It's never not installed.
Even on 5? Even on your PS5?
I have 4.6 terabytes on my PS5. 2 terabytes of that is dedicated to PS4 games. Yeah, Resident Evil 5's in there.
All right, fair enough. All right, that's cool. That's fair. Okay. It's been a few years since I played 5. I actually could play 5. I'm actually really down.
Good time.
Let's not.
Not scary. Just a good time.
But 5's
It's
the only one that I beat. I played the demo for 6 and did not like it and was like, nope, I'm not doing this. And
But not to get off track. Speaking of, like, since we're talking about Resident Evil 5, the birth of reason why Resident Evil 5 was Resident Evil 5 is Resident Evil 4, and that game is getting a remake.
Weren't you saying this game didn't need a remake? Like,
That was me. I was the one
This
saying that game does
game
not need a remake.
is on every single console, and technically does not need a remake. I will agree with Jalen there. But after seeing this trailer and seeing it in the new and improved RE engine,
RE engine is one of the like highlights of this showcase overall because
it really is.
And that's my entire point of why 4 doesn't need a remake. Think about it. They still haven't put Code Veronica in that fucking engine.
They really need to. I'm just saying, like,
that's really it. I just want Code Veronica. That's all I'm asking for.
Before 4, well, we're getting 4, like, and they did the thing. They literally started with a date. They're like, "Fuck it, it's done." Fuck.
I mean, it was already like
it was the worst kept secret.
Yeah, it was the worst kept.
And then also like
this game in this engine, just like I was like, I don't even like. I know everybody loves 4. Like everybody who is a Resident Evil fan. Either they really, it's a good game, and most Resident Evil fans love 4. I never cared for 4 when 4 came out, and so it doesn't have a nostalgia factor for me. 5 more has a nostalgia factor for me because I kind of got over what Resident Evil became, and was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna get 5 because Chris is in it, and I heard he punches boulders."
I heard Chris is in it too.
And so I got into 5, and the 5 is the nostalgia factor for me. But I would never want them to remake 5, or because that would just lead into
it's too late
possibility of 6 being remade, and I don't need that in my life.
What if they remake 6 and make 6 good?
But there's so much better shit that they can remake.
No, the story of 6 is just not good. There's
so much more worthy shit they can do.
Good. I feel like. Because I feel like since they started remaking them, like, in earnest with 2 and 3, I was like, I would take a 5, like, co-op, like, that era, that snap.
To be honest, like, if Capcom came out and said, yeah, we're also doing 5 too, I would not be mad at it.
And what if they said, we're going to fix 6?
There's no fixing 6. That's the problem. You would have to scrap all of it.
Yeah, that's fine. They are willing.
Then
to
it
do
wouldn't
that.
be 6.
They have to like.
Then it wouldn't be 6 anymore. Then it wouldn't be Resident Evil 6.
They could just call it Resident Evil 6, and they could replace Resident Evil 6, and we could all leave.
It really went off the deep end, and like this, like even story wise, like not even just like the bullshit. Just gameplay of it in itself.
6 is important though. 6 is important because 6 is when we hit critical mass of Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Like we hit critical. Like if we're being 100 here, the franchise should have had its 7 moment at 5.
Yeah.
We had our B movie fun. We should have moved on to something else, but we didn't.
Yeah.
But now
we just
Capcom's so good that I trust them. Wholeheartedly.
I mean, 7.
That's the thing about it. I trust them when they're doing. But that's the thing about it is up until now they've been remaking good material. Like everything they've remade so far is already good.
They're not even just remaking.
Good.
Village is
that good.
Actually, yeah, 3 is.
No, 3 is good.
3 is a good fucking time. It's short. I'll give you that. It's not worth $60 when
and it's only short because and 3's only 3 because of industry politics. Code Veronica was supposed to be 3, but they were like, "Nah, we need to bring Jill back for sale."
Yeah, it was a whole thing. Like based on Capcom back then when 3 was actually made. You're correct. Code Veronica was supposed to be 3, and like 3 was actually supposed to be like 2.5. It wasn't actually supposed to be a whole game, and that. Yeah.
It was supposed to be,
HD
hey,
remix.
remember your good friend Jill? This is what happened to her during the Raccoon City incident because we didn't know where she was during that.
Also, this is also going on right before Leon shows up, so you get to like kind of know what the hell happens and why things happen, and this shit. And it was short. 3 back then also wasn't a long game. 3 now isn't a long game, but it's really both of them are really good in their own right. I don't know why people hated on it so much, because after beating that game,
I don't know. I don't have a fair or honest opinion about 2 or 3.
I think
it's because of the
2
fact that they were
was
expanding.
so hyped.
Because I've never
2 was
played
so
either of
good.
them. I now
2
have,
It's not just because of the fact.
the reason my opinion on them is just not.
I honestly
is because
do-
I haven't played them.
Yeah, I honestly do believe 2 was just so good and out of nowhere. Like, no one expected it to be that good. And then 2 was so good. And then it was like, it felt like 3 was rushed. They pushed 3 out
Have we
probably to get
what's
started on 8.
Reverse or what was the? Well, the team that did 2 and 3 is doing 4. The team that did 8 is probably working on 9.
God, I hope so.
Wait, who did the VR content for 7?
That's definitely somebody like some
Someone
closet
out
of
there.
people Capcom got that's like, hey, because there has to be a whole VR team because they did RE4, like the
Yeah.
original game in VR as an Oculus exclusive like last year. So
Right, that's what I'm asking. Like, who?
Capcom
did it?
they might have they might
it's-
outsource studios to do those
Yeah.
types of things.
Yeah, they might get someone who's more experienced in VR because it's generally the same game, but they do change up some stuff. Like some of the things that your character can do that makes it, I don't know, more of a VR game. Because like looking at
Yeah,
what,
that dude was up here flipping weapons around and shit.
yeah, like okay, so PlayStation also in the PlayStation showcase they said Resident Evil Village is coming out for VR, which
yeah,
Yeah, they
Pretty-
literally start out by showing off the big lady, like you just
Right.
staring up at her.
like you know why you're getting this game in VR.
because
You're
they're
gonna
not
spend
doing,
way more
nobody is
time.
doing the dollhouse in VR. Nobody's doing it.
Fuck that. No, I will quit that game before I
Fuck
even
that
started.
dollhouse.
No, fuck the dollhouse.
No,
Oh,
Nobody's doing
I
that
know they're doing
dollhouse
some
in
weird
VR.
shit with the
No,
headphones.
I am not getting.
Mhm.
It has
Not getting
face
chased by a
haptics.
Funky
Do the
audio.
It
controllers-
has face haptics.
Do
You
the
will
controllers
feel-
have? Oh,
It's
it
gonna
has
have
face haptics.
face haptics.
Yes.
Fuck that.
Oh
Fuck
god.
that
and bef-
all the way off.
Before we move on
It's
from
like a
remakes, I would like
humidifier?
to say this though, is that the thing about 6 is that fundamentally the main reason why 6 is bad is because of everything that made 4 good. That's why I say you can't kind of just remake 6 into being good. Because
Go into a little bit of depth of that.
okay. See, the thing about Resident Evil 4 is what made Resident Evil 4 the big one that everyone knows and loves is because it was a tonal shift from the other ones. Like
Right.
the other Resident Evil 1, 3, Code Veronica, they were all super serious horror games. Like you were in an environment and you were fucked.
Yeah.
4, on the other hand, was campy as shit. You fought tiny vampire Napoleon. You were flirting with Ada half the doggone time. You
I
were
don't
flirting
know,
with what's his
man,
face half
like-
the doggone time.
4 was scary in its own right. You were in a
I didn't
more
say it
of a
wasn't, but it had that camp
5
and hilarity
was
to
never
it.
scary. 5 was never scary.
5 was never scary.
That's the thing about it is 4 is when it became a camp horror comedy
People still
from like a really
regard
intense game.
Resident Evil 4 is one
5?
of the best games of all time. Not even Resident Evil fans, not even horror fans. People regard Resident Evil 4 as one of the best games of all time. The same way
Because it's a really fun B movie. It's when
Yeah.
Resident Evil fully turned into a
That-
B movie.
being a B
in
movie
all-
doesn't get you.
No, in all honesty, it took
But when you
took
come
the
into a B movie
franchise and
after
in my opinion, Resident Evil 4 took the franchise in the direction it needed to go, but it took what made the quirky little things that I don't think everybody loved about Resident Evil 4, and then they enhanced it. Like the action is what made Resident Evil 5. And then God knows what made Resident Evil 6. I don't know what they were thinking with that, but like.
But also, another way to further prove my point is there was a big directorial change in 4. The other Resident Evil games were directed by Kazuhiro Aoyama. I'm butchering his name. But, and then 4 was done by Shinji Mikami.
Yeah.
Isn't he more of
and
a
that's when
action?
we go camp. And that's the thing about it is from that idea that Resident Evil is less of a horror game and more of a campy zombie shooter, you exponentially grow from that by throwing in co-op. It's like, hey, what's more fun than shooting zombies? Shooting zombies with a friend. That's how we get 5. And then you take 5 up another level, you've reached critical mass.
Yeah. He didn't actually want to do horror.
Everything has gone too stupid. Nothing makes sense. It's not even like, forget the fact that it's not even scary anymore. It doesn't make sense. Why are we fighting the same boss 3 times in a row?
Yeah.
But the first 2 fights are cutscenes that didn't matter in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need Mikami. I need Platinum to give us a banger. I need Bayonetta 3. That's... You bringing up Mikami is just like, that's all I need out of it.
I feel like we're going to get a release date this summer. We didn't already get one, right?
Nintendo and Jeff have a good relationship, and Bayonetta has been... But I don't want to get my hype too high, because I went into
I'm sorry. That's I didn't say we would get it this week, but I said we'll get it this summer. That is Nintendo's not final piece, but that's their like...
Because we have
their final piece is Metroid Prime 4.
That's not happening.
That is happening. We had to rebuild the game from the ground up.
Yeah, but Bayonetta they never restarted, so we got to get Bayonetta before we get Metroid.
Has Nintendo said they were going to do a showcase?
Nintendo's big final piece is going to be
Nintendo,
a new console.
Like tomorrow morning is going to announce, like, hey, we're having a direct and a treehouse and a indie showcase.
Yeah,
it's all right here on Wednesday, right now.
Right now.
Hope you got a podcast later.
Right. Super extra fun. Did you guys watch the 6-hour deep dive into the new Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 shit they did? No. It's like Sunbreak embargo lifted 4 hours before we recorded, and I'm like, this is too much information for my brain to process right now. I'm like, I see people are finding Ludogaren, like the demo. We might be getting a demo. Well, I mean, we've all been predicting the demo. We could get it as soon as Monday.
Oh yeah,
that like
for sure.
We are out here in Sunbreak territories, and it's getting the same thing of like, oh, if you thought World was hard, wait till you play Iceborne. But Sunbreak, they seem like they're going even harder with it. I'm so excited. There's going to be surprises. Let's go.
I can't wait.
I wish I had a Steam Deck.
Oh, shit.
The Switch is such a good, like... It's a good handheld. I just wish it had some beef to it. Put some power behind that thing.
Yeah, put some power behind
I'll be honest.
That's all
I wish... Not even the power. I wish I could buy, like, my 3DS marketplace on the Switch, too.
That's not happening.
I just started playing Pokemon Silver for no reason on the 3DS. Like, just turning it on randomly, and I was like...
I booted up Crystal the other day.
Right? Like, I wish I could do that on the Switch. Solid music back then.
But,
oh, shit. Not to get off topic, huh?
Right. Yeah, we ended up all the way in Nintendo land.
Back to that state of play.
Street Fighter 6. Like, these aren't in order.
Damn, we jumped all the way there?
Well, these aren't in order, but this has all the highlights. This comes from the PlayStation blog. Shout out PlayStation blog. Shout out who wrote this article. Gillen McAllister, Senior Specialist, Content Communications, SIE. Shout you out specifically for giving us the entirety of the notes plus or minus whatever we end up adding.
Yo, this shit looks fucking tight. I remember when the original logo dropped, it was like, oh, that's kind of flaccid, you know? That shit, it didn't have no.
It was bad. Like it was
not clean.
It was not.
I mean, wasn't it literally just an asset you could get off the Unity store or some shit like that?
It was like a default font that like comes with Windows, basically, type shit.
Yeah. But what they turned it into is cool because it's like a 6, it's like a SF, it's like a 6, like another 6.
I love the graffiti and street.
Oh, like Satan?
Or
Did you just say?
I just thought about that. I was like, damn, there's only 2. I feel like there's like, because the shape in and of itself looks like a 6, and then there's the V.
It's the outer
like
6.
this on the side, right? And then there's 6 sides. There's 6 sides too.
Yeah, I knew video games is for the devil.
Street Fighter,
satanic.
Especially. You seen Dalsim?
Vecna.
Oh, Vecna. Freaking Vecna.
Wow.
Vecna.
So
of course.
I booted up Street Fighter 5 this week, and I need to play as Luke. Because I played against Luke as 11, which is another trend. All right, let me get through this fighting game thing.
Actually, I got you.
Robbie.
I got you here.
I need Trash Boat and Robbie got me way better than you got me, and I probably still won't understand. So I played Grand Blue Fantasy Versus and Street Fighter 5 both this week. They both have a character that is not the random button, but essentially is the random button, but doesn't really make sense. So like 11 is like this alien dude.
It's double.
No,
it's weird Street Fighter double.
It's Mokujin from Tekken.
I don't.
Or like 5 different fucking characters from
It's super random.
Soul Calibur 6. Or is it Soul Calibur 5?
No, right. I remember that character in 5, but wasn't he
It was like 3 of them shits.
So this has been a thing that I've just somehow missed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plenty of video games have it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times now, like, they don't put that character in because it's not like a shit ton of characters anymore. It's just we've kind of scaled back to like dropping DLC content, and that's not like a
Street
a
Fighter
DLC
got
character
like hella characters. That was one thing I loaded.
Yeah, at that point they had hella characters, so they could do it. But if we look at the Street Fighter 6 leak, there's 22 characters on their roster, and hey, Capcom came out and said, yeah, y'all saw some shit y'all wasn't supposed to. And it happened.
Also, I would like to add in, I really like the fact that finally the timeline is moving forward.
Yep. That's the thing that...
Right, we're moving to the future. Is artistic. Is doing some cool camera shit.
Yeah, before the end of the timeline was Third Strike. Now it's going to be 6.
Mm-hmm. I think it's going to go like 6, whatever's next, because I don't see 7 being the next Street Fighter. I see 6 having like this generation, and then the next generation being like maybe Alpha
that's
something,
what we all thought.
Maybe...
This is what we all thought was going to happen with 3, and then it didn't.
See, I wasn't following Street Fighter back in the
Literally, Third Strike is called the next generation.
And this is the next generation. Y'all see Chun-Li?
So we getting Sean back? What's good?
I need Sean. I need my boy back. Come on. Or at least his sister. Come on.
Here's the problem.
That was the one thing I know. I was like, damn, there's no Laura.
We have
she has
all
to
the
be
characters
DLC.
and definitely the first season. Like that many characters, they're not dropping with that many characters. Like
I'm hoping they do drop with that many characters.
They need to, because Street Fighter 5 did.
COVID.
The way Street Fighter 5 originally dropped is a
The COVID has hit Capcom crazy, and so I don't see them dropping all of it, Because with base Rise should have had more support than it did, and it didn't because of COVID. And Resident Evil 4 would have been out probably last year if it weren't for, or 2022 at the latest, if it weren't for COVID hitting them. So Street Fighter, I think what the leak we got was all the characters in base game plus season 1 of DLC. Because that number is just too fucking high. It's too fucking high for it to be Street Fighter. Even with Street Fighter 4 and the Street Fighter
Anton, we all know that to be true, but this is we are wanting best case scenario. Yeah, we got our expectations shot up. I mean, shit, we're gonna find out what the starting roster is pretty soon anyway. Maybe not pretty soon, but like by Evo, we might find out a couple more characters.
No, Evo's in less than a month.
Yeah, they'll drop 2 more characters.
Actually, I lied. Evo is almost Evo will end 2 months from today. So I don't think we're getting a bunch of blowouts from Street Fighter because Street Fighter is not going to have those moments to really drop stuff the way Guilty Gear does or the way Skullgirls does, where they kind of have their own. What's up, Jalen?
Sorry, I'm sorry. You say you're saying stuff like how Cap. It's like, what do you mean that Capcom doesn't have the opportunity to drop stuff like Guilty Gear?
Because the way the tournament, because Capcom Pro Tour is different than locals like Combo Breaker and stuff. Sure, those still qualify, but the way Capcom Pro Tour is, Capcom Pro Tour is in partnership with Evo and PlayStation and that whole thing, but they don't drop trailers at Capcom Pro Tours except the finals. Because the last time we got Street Fighter stuff was the last time Capcom Pro Tour had a finals. It just wasn't with the Evo because shit's fucked up. But
actually, you might be right about that one.
Yeah, everything you will find of Capcom Pro Tour and Capcom actually announcing Street Fighter stuff is the final.
But then also, but also this is the thing about it is I feel like Capcom itself has been just announcing stuff on its own. That's
well, yeah, they're having a presentation on the 13th, and we are going to record again soon after that. So we're going to be back on schedule and definitely going to cover that stuff because that's going to be heavy Resident Evil stuff. I'm expecting the 2, 3, and 7 next gen versions to just drop instantly. And I think that might be the same day that PlayStation Plus Premium comes to North America, and we might get Resident Evil 8 on that because 7's already on the Plus collection and 8's been out for a while.
Yeah.
So Capcom. So I'm going to skip the final thing because it's the biggest thing, and none of us will ever shut up because it's what it is. It's FF. So we're going to go. We got as far as the PSVR games we found out Resident Evil Village is coming to PSVR 2. We got Horizon Call of the Mountain. We saw that, and that... My concern with that is this VR headset better be fucking good. Because I could not see that happening on a PSVR 1 and nobody puking, So the tech behind this... Because nobody's done hands-on with the headset yet. So we don't know if the headset will actually be good enough to support this. Because we didn't get Half-Life Alyx in this. We didn't get Super Hot. We didn't get Beat Saber. We didn't get any of the premier titles. We didn't get even Tetris Effect. There are a lot of things that are definitely going to be ending up coming to PSVR 2. Because what they showed us No Man's Sky, which was already on PSVR 1, but they're saying that the PS5 version is going to get PSVR 2 support, which just makes sense because No Man's Sky and VR has kind of become synonymous since they started doing VR stuff. It's this game that was broken, and then they fixed and they fixed and they fixed, and then they made better than what they initially promised and made better than that. Now has VR and crossplay and all this stuff just out the box. So it was interesting. We saw that. We saw Walking Dead Saints and Sinner Chapter 2. And I know, just looking at the PSVR charts, because I listen to PlayStation podcasts and like I'm in that world, Walking Dead Saints and Sinners is the second or third best-selling PlayStation VR game overall, hands down. Like it outsaw it, and I want to say that game was like $60. Like it would go on sale and it'd be free, but Walking Dead Saints and Sinners is like a huge VR thing. I know Walking Dead, and it seems like a cheap cash in, but no, it actually seems like it's a legitimately good use of VR. And yeah, so I just consistently, I know it sells it sells better than it has any right to sell, being a PSVR exclusive game, you know. Well, not VR exclusive.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why it's gonna sell, though. You got a audience that needs. You got a starved audience.
Let's be 100 here. IP, because like if that were the case, Telltale would have never had financial problems ever again. I was saying that the reason Walking Dead is also because they're selling a product to a starved market. Well, PSVR 2, they're saying they're going to launch with 20 titles. Okay. I'm talking about the first one. No, Walking Dead Saints and Sinner is like kind of a late stage, but it's not PSVR. This is a really long conversation that we definitely don't have time for tonight. We'll save this for a special. I'll make a note of it. We'll save this for a special later. Okay, just believe me when I say PlayStation VR 1 was the most hardcore, best-selling, most dedicated VR fan base until Quest 2 came out. And because Quest 2 was easier than PSVR 1, it won out. And now PSVR 2 is about to be easier and better than Quest. So the ball's back in PlayStation's court, and the only last time they did this, they actually did really well. And that's all.
You let me know when we do this, because I also want to be on that episode.
Okay, that's going to be...
Y'all got it.
I would want to get Super Saiyan on that, because like Super Saiyan is like, yeah, I want to be on PSVR because my game would just sell. Like, it would just print money. So... yeah. With VR and like the development budgets around, it'll be fine. It'll be okay. PSVR 2 is going to be good. It's going to sell decently. All these games that they've talked about are going to sell well, because that's part of the reason Resident Evil 7 sold so well, especially on PlayStation, was the VR. And that was on VR 1.
Well, yeah, because it's only had VR. And everybody wanted to try PlayStation. A scary game in VR that's actually like... with the name of Resident Evil, of course they wanted to do that. And that is also kind of a game.
Yeah, but
and not one of those I've walked around in VR.
People aren't buying MetaQuest for 4. And 4 right now is a MetaQuest exclusive.
So I mean, it's still not a new game. Like, I'm talking about Resident Evil 7.
I got so confused because you're like, it's a MetaQuest exclusive. I'm like, what the fuck is a Meta? I was like, fuck, I forgot. Facebook changed their fucking name.
Yeah, and fucking Facebook. Like, Oculus is you can't find anything branded Oculus. It's all Meta. It's the Meta Rift and the MetaQuest and the Meta.
That's lame as fuck.
MetaPod.
Well, Facebook, continue wasting billions on your metaverse. Everyone's gonna play the good one, i.e. VR chat.
I.e. PlayStation Home, bring it back.
I'm saying what we need is we need more AR and holograms. That's what we need.
We need PlayStation Home. As is like the Sony pony.
No, we need 14 to get VR support.
Are you talking about like what came out on the PS3?
Yes, PlayStation Home.
That shit was actually kind of lit.
And think about that, but in VR.
VR
PlayStation Home VR 2.
Yes. PlayStation Home VR 2. The electric boogaloo. Like, let's kick ass and chew bubblegum and run out of bubblegum. Man, I want it to be such a shit. It was a shit post before. It was just I was too young to understand what a shit post was, and I was willingly part of like building the shit post that was PlayStation Home originally. And I'll be damned if they bring that back and I'm not there streaming that shit.
Yeah, get it. I definitely want to stream playing Resident Evil Village in VR.
All right, so what was the other VR game? So it was Horizon, which I just hope this headset is really good to support. The zombie one was Walking Dead Saints and Sinner Part 2.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. And then it was Resident Evil 8.
Yeah.
And that was it for VR. Those were the games. So
that's why the zombie game that you...
Was that gun skateboarding game not in VR?
No, that's not in VR. Oh,
Damn.
Roll 7, undefeated. We can talk about Rollerdrome. Roll 7.
Rollerdrome looks good.
The developers of Ollie Ollie, who I trust implicitly at this point, like, they made Ollie Ollie 1, 2, and World and all of these games. Like, I know nothing about roller derby, but I can shoot. And the thing and I know this is an unfair thing to say this early, but they're just so good. The way they changed from Ollie Ollie 1 to Ollie Ollie 2, I hope Rollerdrome and Rollerdrome 2 are like that different, but that the same, because Rollerdrome, fucking A.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it has a multiplayer aspect. I know it might not, and it probably won't, but a multiplayer aspect to Rollerdrome would
be dope.
It would hit so fucking... Because with Ollie Ollie, with the entire series so far, it's been like leaderboard, and like they have their daily, like, you get one shot at it, and whoever gets the highest score, that's that for the day. Like, they have the daily grind, which is just like a randomized, every single day there's a new thing. They've had leaderboards and they've had stuff like that, but Rollerdrome is the type of game that I could see having even a local, like, 2-player simplistic. It's going to be sick. It's going to be...
Well, so far, they've only said single player.
Yeah, so far. Mm-hmm. Ollie Ollie World, we didn't know was having DLC until, like... Speaking of which, that might be out. The first part of that might be out, and I haven't beat the base game. So, but I'm going to support Roll 7. Like, when Rollerdrome comes out, that is a insta-cop, even though I have no affinity for roller derby. I can't even really ride roller skates like that. I can skateboard. I cannot roller skate.
Feel that.
I haven't roller skated in years.
Fun.
Roller skated, roller bladed, ice skated.
I can kind of roller ice skating. Bust my.
If you can ice skate, you can roller skate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can ice skate, you can do anything.
Yeah, pretty much. You are in peak physical condition. You're a Chad if you can ice skate.
You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge a ball.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I at in these notes? I'm all over the place. Marvel. So the game we predicted going into this that we were getting on PC was Returnal, and we still have no word of that. Out of fucking nowhere, they're like, yeah, Spider-Man Remastered is coming like in 2 months, and then right after that, and then
that makes me think we're going to have some Spider-Man 2 news. That makes me think we're going to have Spider-Man 2 news in like
100%.
Yeah, that's like
That
That's
teased up Spider-Man.
I don't
2
want to
for
sound
PlayStation
suspicious,
players,
but
so-
this seems pretty suspicious.
This seems mad. Like
Mhm.
Horizon came out on PC, we got Horizon 2. God of War comes out on PC, we get God of War 2. Spider-Man 2 is already a thing that you've announced, and now you're putting the old Spider-Man on PC. Let's go. We are out here.
Oh, I know I'm buying it again on PC, and I'm modding the crap out of it.
I probably won't mod it. I'll just.
Oh man, you gotta
Wait
play
till I
as,
have a better
Terry. Was it Terry McGinnis?
No, that's Batman.
Batman Beyond.
That's Batman Beyond.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
Oh my God. Just yes. Somehow Batman got into a Marvel game.
Yeah, mods. That's how. So another one, Chris,
Yo.
that I know is totally up your alley, the Callisto Protocol.
Yo.
The thing. So, what do you know about the Callisto Protocol? Because I need to break this down because I realized on Twitter after the fact that not enough people understand what the Callisto Protocol is. So,
0. I saw what I saw. And
I know.
was
I
amazed.
surprisingly know plenty about it.
So the Callisto Protocol
Crazy.
is the next game from the creator of Dead Space. Like, he's not working on the new Dead Space. This is his
I
new
thought
game.
Glenn
it was
Schofield.
Dead Space.
Glenn Schofield.
So I thought it was Dead Space when we first saw it.
Yeah,
or like
and a
when
lot
it
of
first saw it, I
people
was
were like, oh, this is like a Dead Space knockoff. No, this is the guy that made Dead Space, is now making a new game with Striking Distance, which is technically
his
a subsidiary of the PUBG Corporation. This game, up until like 2 weeks ago, was based in the PUBG universe. Somehow. Like on the dead moon of Callisto. Like, while on Earth PUBG's going on, that far into space, the Callisto Protocol... Don't worry, it's not part of it anymore. They took that out. They're like, yeah, actually, no, we don't actually care about that, so you're safe.
That's hilarious, though.
Yeah. Am I
Kind of
missing
wish
any?
they would have let that in, like left that in.
My computer's taunting
They're just
me
going to
currently.
reference it.
It's
They're just
saying
going to reference
humid,
it somehow.
and I'm feeling the humidity, and I'm like, thanks for telling me it's humid. I'm aware it's humid, and I can't have the AC on because of this microphone. So thanks, computer. Oh, and it's raining again. Great. So I'm
Oh,
gonna
it's only going to get better.
I need this rain to
Only on your side.
I need this rain to completely clear by Thursday morning. I will fight the sky. I will anime opening the fuck.
Anime open?
Oh no, you're just gonna
Hell yeah,
you're just gonna see a war band just going after the sky.
We're all just up there doing our attacks. Not hitting shit. But I guess hitting everything?
Hitting everything.
Getting hit by the
remember,
rain.
remember, outer space is only like 60 miles away from us. Outer space ain't that far.
Yeah, because we just have a really small conceptualization of the size and scale of the universe. And most of the universe
outer space is only
just
62 miles
space.
away.
I know that's because if you really sit there to try and comprehend the sheer magnitude of it, you feel so small and insignificant that it's like it's terrifying.
Nobody's Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, if you really want to experience that, just play the paperclip game. If you ever want to feel small in the universe, play the paperclip game. It's a clicker that just gets so exponentially larger that you'll have paper clips that will snuff out the universe. Or you can get one of those in outer space renderers. Your pick.
Okay.
Bring your graphics card to its fucking knees.
Shit, I'm
Yeah,
going to do that on Wednesday. I need a benchmark. I just need a benchmark.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and grab one of that.
Like you
You know what,
simulate
never mind.
the actual like severity of the concept of the universe, and you see
You up there calculating how many hoes you don't got.
No.
The potential of
The answer is all of them.
existence of hoes.
No.
But yeah, so Callisto Protocol. What you got, Chris? I know.
Yeah,
'Cause
this
I'm
is
trying
this
to get
is
into
your
Resident Evil.
remark.
but
I want it.
Dead
Honestly,
Space-
I mean,
I
like,
want it.
yeah, like at this point when they showed the Callisto Protocol, I was like, fucking survival horror fans are like really getting some love in this state of play.
Yeah,
I felt seen, I felt heard, I felt loved, and
felt
I'm
valid.
gonna get this fucking game. This game just like looks really, really good. Just like I am here for a space horror, survival horror game that we don't. I mean, like Dead Space's remake is gonna eventually come out, but like we haven't really gotten a good one in a while. I guess Returnal is kind of one, maybe.
No,
I think you
No.
not really.
no,
right.
not at all.
Returnal's kind of like this is a roguelike, but look, hell.
Yeah.
It's creepy, and then there's some parts that are like, ooh, hey, yo.
Yeah.
You might just get snatched up, but like it's nothing too
Love
serious.
Dead-
I can play it.
If Love, Death, Robot Season 3 had come out before Returnal would not be as impressive.
Oh damn.
But the fact that Returnal came out before Love, Death, Robot Season 3, and that episode that was just Returnal,
The Hive?
huh?
Oh, no. No, I was saying that
What happens
episode,
in
The Hive.
Returnal is a
Is that
really
the-
classic sci-fi trope. Like that was the plot of the original Prey sequel. That was supposed to have happened. Like what happened at the end of Returnal is what was originally supposed to happen in the original Prey sequel.
I don't know what
okay.
happens at the end of Returnal, and I'm not trying to find out. Yeah,
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
until I make it.
Let me get around to playing it.
Yeah.
Well,
It's-
think about exactly the respawn mechanic and then escaping. That's just really all I got to say. Just think about that.
And leaving a planet full of your. Never mind.
You
My
probably
brain-
go
no,
kill
yep.
yourself before you even get there. I don't know. I'm not gonna check though. We have no way of confirming.
I'll tell you after the podcast. I'm just gonna.
No, don't.
Oh no! I don't want to know.
We don't want to know. It's not for spoilers for the audience. It's for spoilers for us. The audience
Right.
probably
You've already
knows better
seen
than
the
we
ending,
do.
though. You booted up the game. You've already seen the ending.
All right,
You
so
get outta
What?
Season A Letter to the Future is a game that we've seen before, but what I didn't realize watching it this time is apparently there's a cataclysmic event that they know is going to happen, and so this one person is trying to like catalog the world for a future post this.
Oh, Future's in it?
Yep. For the future that has so much drip that cataclysmic flood will just have zero effect, negated completely by the level.
Oh,
of
this
drip.
should get colossal.
I almost did a Travis Scott adverb, so I'm just not even gonna.
Ha ha.
I felt it straight up, just like that's not future.
You can throw it straight up on
Did you say
anything.
adverb? Did you mean ad lib?
Ad lib, adverb.
I was gonna let him cook. I was like, should I play this card? Call him out.
I mean, shit. Call me out.
I was really confused until
Chris,
you said
you've
this
been
straight up.
recommended. Oh, what were you saying, Chris?
I said I was really confused until he said straight up and was like, "Oh, you meant ad lib."
I did mean
Okay.
ad lib.
I was like, "What adverb?" Does
You like my ad libs?
Pow, 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 pow.
Outer
One of the
Wilds,
most
Echo.
powerful ad libs of
Okay.
all time.
Oh shit! Actually, Outer Wilds is one of those that I've been meaning to play. I think that one's on. That one's on Game Pass, isn't it?
Not to be confused with Outer Worlds.
That was literally in this moment. That's what I got confused with.
What are you looking at, Chris?
In the chat, Robbie said that I should check out Outer Wilds.
Outer Wilds. So
Not
Space
Outer-
Majora's Mask.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Seems like
Outer
a-
Worlds is space Fallout.
No, Outer Wilds.
No, Outer
Yeah.
Wilds is Space Majora's Mask. That's the problem. Both the games.
Yes.
Yes. Outer Worlds is Space Fallout. Outer Wilds is Space Majora's Mask.
Both the games.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Oh, this looks dope.
yeah. I could see you getting into it. I may or may not own that game somewhere. It may be in the doldrums of my game collection somewhere somehow, but I'm definitely gonna maybe get that on PC.
Yeah, that's sick. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna check this out. Thanks, Robbie.
Okay. What was next?
So
What's out here?
what was next? Tunic coming to PlayStation. It's like 6-month exclusivity on these indies on Xbox at this point. And
I don't care. More people should play Tunic. Everyone needs to play Tunic.
Yeah,
it's really good.
I'm gonna play Tunic just to say that Elden Ring is better than it. So I have to like beat Tunic and possibly platinum.
Why are you going to
Tunic.
compare the
Comes out on the other side of Tunic like, so I have
Strong
some
second.
news.
No, I don't think it's gonna be better than Elden Ring. Elden Ring is like. Elden Ring is the
Elden
new
Ring's
Monster Hunter world.
peak, bruh.
Elden Ring is peak.
I'm just so confused why you're trying to compare the two.
Because they're both games
Because
that came
everything's
out
getting
early
compared
this
to
year.
Elden Ring this year.
Yeah.
That's just the
for
way it
game of the
is.
year.
I've been
Game of the year
passively watching
2022.
Anton, you
Elden
just
Ring
sound so
playthroughs.
salty. Just like,
Because Elden Ring
nothing's
is like
better
a
than Elden Ring. You
Elden
are
Ring
now
was a
this forum soft,
transformative-
like fucking fanboy that's like, Dark Souls is the greatest game that ever
No, Dark
existed.
Souls is
No
not
other
the
game is
greatest
harder than
game.
Dark Souls.
It's
you can't
not
beat
the
Dark Souls. You're
hard
not a
factor.
gamer.
It was just the fact that
I know,
Elden
you
Ring
cheesed the
changed
game.
my life. What? I cheesed?
Hey, according to Zach, who's an
Cheese.
actual Dark Souls player, you cheese the fuck out of the game.
What is an actual Dark Souls player?
Someone who's actually beaten the other
Chris,
Dark
I need
Souls
a
games.
receipt. I need a
Receipt?
receipt for a cheese. Where, when, how, why, what?
I mean,
No.
we can go back to the other podcast, and I have literally heard you say, I have found ways to farm, what do they call it in Elden Ring? Not souls.
Oh yeah, echoes. Runes.
Echoes.
Runes?
You can farm
Runes.
runes to level up, and I found this guy.
That was like
Is that not what other people do in those games
Yeah,
anyway?
that's
There's a
part
there's a
of
spot
the-
you
that's not
farm
a
the Plaza
cheat.
Boys in Bloodborne.
right?
At least I did.
Yeah, you farm.
Let's
the
get my
Plaza
shit
Boys
pushed in.
until you
That's-
get to the
that's
fight
money
boss,
too.
apparently.
You gotta buy some better items. And you want me to play
Grinding is
naked?
part of it. If somebody says you can't grind in one of these games, the only one you can't really grind in like that is Sekiro. But as far as the rest of them goes, if you can spend
Just
whatever.
grind.
Elden Ring was a transformative game for me in my gaming journey of life.
Mhm.
People out the gate were like, it's not better than Tunic. So I now have to hate play Tunic.
Say it was
Don't
better
go
than
into
Tunic.
the
I said I was
energy
having
like
more
that.
fun with Tunic.
I'm
No
gonna
one said
go
it was
in with
better
an
than
open
Tunic.
mind because apparently it is this transformative generation defining game that I just haven't played yet, so I'm gonna play it.
I'm going to tell you the truth.
And see if it's
First
that.
things first. The only one who feels that Elden Ring is a generation-defining game is you.
Nope.
I don't think that's a generation defining game. That game's been made. Elden Ring is, I mean,
I
it's a
don't
good,
know. I don't know about that. I'm not as high on Elden Ring as some people.
it's a
I
good
still
game.
do really enjoy it.
I'm not saying
But
it ain't good. Heck, I'm having fun, but like,
look at his
it's not
impact in its
redefining-
scope. It has brought the Dark Souls like subculture.
Yeah, Sekiro did that. Sekiro did that before that. Bloodborne did it before that.
Everyone does it.
Chris, no, it did.
Each game
Not
has
to
brought
this
in.
level. You can't
game
tell me
has
Sekiro brought it to this magnitude.
Yes, each game has brought FromSoft into the limelight. Each game they make has made them way more popular.
Right. And so every game gets bigger and bigger exponentially.
But it's
so by the time the next one comes out, Elden Ring sales numbers will be insignificant in comparison to whatever their next game sales are going to be. Because that's the sales trend. It's like they don't drop games often, but when they do, they're exponentially bigger than the last one and makes more and more people notice it. Because
But also, I would like to say this, though. I will say this about Elden Ring specifically. I feel like this has more to do with the fact that it's an open world game than it actually does with any of the Souls stuff.
no.
I'm going to say this right now. I believe that's the reason why, more so than the other Souls game, whether it be Bloodborne, Sekiro, or just Dark Souls.
They all on the list
I think
now.
the fact that Elden Ring is an open...
Because of Elden Ring.
Yeah, but I'm saying is, I believe because Elden Ring is an open world game, I think that allows the FromSoft... I've said this the entire time. The open world nature of this game makes the FromSoft game more accessible to more people, because instead of bashing your head against the same boss until you pass it, you could fuck off and do something else. That's equally as fun and rewarding.
But imagine if the next game, Armored Core, fingers crossed, is linear and somehow one of, like, Sekiro, Armored Core. I'm feeling.
Where are we getting at?
Armored Core is FromSoft, so
yeah, I know.
And it seems like the next game's gonna be.
I'm not sure where you're going with this, and I'm not sure I want to go there with you.
Whatever. I got a headcanon going on with this Armored Core game that is like.
Pretty much every FromSoft game from now on is going to be a Souls-like.
Yeah,
Armored Core, like,
imagine being a giant mech and you're just dodge rolling.
Armored
Core
and it wasn't because of the Soul stuff. We're gonna have an Armored Core game that is just the Soul stuff, and I'm still gonna love the shit out of that game.
Okay.
No, I mean I loved Armored Core. I love me some Armored Core.
I mean, they're fun games.
I feel like
it is run around in a circle and shoot.
All right.
I don't know. I feel like the whole. I don't know. If they actually decide to do lore like that, I'd have a good time.
Getting out of this FromSoft hold, dating sim meets action RPG in Eternites. It looks like Persona mixed with.
I was about to say, so Persona?
Aegis Rim. It's on a calendar system. So, Fire Emblem.
Sign me up, baby.
Yeah, it
Give
seems
me
like
more
it's a
JRPG weeb trash.
Yeah, I feel like it's a bite-sized Persona. It's somebody who played Persona 4.
Oh yes, this game's only 60 hours.
God, I still say Persona 5 is too fucking long.
It's not.
Persona 4 was just as long.
No, in the amount of time it takes to beat Persona 5, you can beat Persona 3 and 4.
Persona 4 is like 40 to 60 hours?
Persona 3 and 4 are both sub 50 hours. And Persona 5 is like almost 140.
100. Minimum absolute, like, minimum 100.
100.
I was averaging almost one. I was saying the average was like 140, 150.
Beat Persona 5 and
like
80.
120, 130, but...
You could speeding
Actually, you know what? I'm probably thinking of the Royal numbers, because Royal is longer.
Royal's shorter?
No.
Is Royal shorter?
Hold on. Let me check how long to be.
Royal wastes less time.
Okay, then I beat Persona 4 or Persona 5
But
Royal.
Also, if you haven't played it,
Persona 5 main story is 97 hours.
This has just been like a lot of our.
Royal is 103 hours. So Royal is about 10 hours. And if you do the extra, it's 125.
It's shorter than 5, though, right?
No, 5 is...
No.
5 is still short. 5 averages at 97.
That feels like a false. Somebody's out here lying. Somebody's out here fucking lying. No,
No,
actually,
the main
that
story is 97 hours. Main story 97 and a half hours. For Persona 5 Royal, main story 103 hours.
I put
How did
like
how did
140 hours in
How did I beat it so fast?
for 5.
Depression.
Depression.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Depression.
And you probably mainlined a lot more stuff.
I mean, it was definitely during COVID when we were all shut down, so that's when I played that game.
Yeah.
Oh, I did a line of that game all day. Well, I guess it
It
wasn't a line. I injected
Didn't it
a
drop
drip.
Yeah, there we
March
go.
2020.
Yes.
I feel like
original.
Final Fantasy VII remake and
Yeah.
Persona 5
Just to get
Royal.
outsold by Nier Automata.
Damn. You didn't have
No,
to go
Nier
that
Automata was
Nier
like
was-
2017.
hard. Yeah.
No, I was talking about the original 5. The original 5 and Nier Automata
I was
came out
talking
the same
about
year.
Royal.
Oh,
When it-
Oh,
like,
no, I was talking about
Royal.
and
I was talking about base 5. I was talking about
once
base 5.
the pandemic happened, I bought it once it came out.
And
then I was like-
That's my depression
That's
game.
one of the ones that I keep on my home screen just so I can listen to the music on the PS5.
Music was really
That's
good.
The like icon.
I do want to go back and play 4. Actually, I honestly
I
want to
need
play
4
3.
to come to PlayStation. I've been like, I'm so tired of saying it at this point.
I like how we say
I'll
4
take
needs
it
to
on
come to
cell
PlayStation
phone
while
at
it's
this
locked on a
point.
different PlayStation.
Right, it's on PlayStation.
It's all PlayStation, just not the right one.
Whatever.
That's
I
not
have
yours.
2 Vitas and a PlayStation TV, a digital and physical copy of Persona 4 Golden. I just don't want to play it like that. You know what the fuck I mean.
God damn.
Sorry. Atlas?
down.
Really? No.
No. I get what you're doing. You're coming at Atlas, but
It's all
really you're
law.
directing this energy at us, and we don't deserve this energy.
You guys don't. It's
Oh no, I
Atlas's
do.
fault.
I'm instigating. I'm a 300% instigating.
So it's a tag team of Jalen and Atlas.
Yeah, just
Salt
fucking with you.
ensued.
And I would like to say Persona 4 Golden mainline is only 68 and a half hours.
Right. Right in the
So-
Okay, that-
Only 30 minutes from 69 hours?
nice. I mean, not nice. They could have.
You could spend that 30 minutes doing something.
I mean, it took me 75 hours to beat that one. I don't know why that one took me long.
Because that game's so good. You stood around
It
and
was
listened
so
to the
good.
music multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least 20 of my hours in Persona is just me idle.
Oh, I actually did go back into the dungeons and try to get the best Persona fusion. That's probably what happened.
Yeah, I mean,
You can get
take
lost
your
in the
time.
in the
They don't
Pokemon
say it
system.
in Persona 4, but they say it in Persona 5. Take your time.
Yeah.
I tell people that all the time at work, and they don't know I'm referencing Persona.
Because it's just good advice.
Yeah,
Nope. Persona created that. It was invented
Yep.
by Persona
That
along with
Shibuya-
jazz music,
Yep.
coffee,
Curry.
Cat.
pancakes, curry,
Pancake.
Black cats.
Gardening.
Super
Running a
Sentai.
flower shop.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Wearing glasses. I didn't get
Laundry.
glasses till Persona.
Can't forget
5.
laundry.
Oh yeah, taking a bath.
Yeah.
And sleeping. And sleeping.
Valentine's Day.
Having an in-home maid.
Going to school.
That's your teacher.
No, that actually existed before Persona.
That was art imitating life instead of the other way around.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. We got Resident Evil 4. We got Street Fighter 6.
Think about Street Fighter 6. I'm sad of how I really hope they're not doing Ken as dirty as the leaks say they're doing him. He don't deserve that.
Those leaks are too real that even Capcom.
I know they're
Hey,
probably. That's the thing about it is they're probably real. But I'll state again, Ken don't
We're
deserve
about to get
that.
we're about to get houseless Ken.
You don't deserve that.
Ken spent
deserve
enough
that.
money to shrink one of Ken's houses down to like the size of a Tamagotchi, so that Ken technically still owns a home, but just doesn't live anywhere.
It's just minted onto the blockchain.
That's for everybody listening at home. I think that's number 2 of minted on the blockchain for this episode, so you got to drink. But so Street Fighter 6, Resident Evil Village, Horizon Call of the Mountain, Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, No Man's Sky. I need to highlight these. Let me just.
Stray? Stray is one we have not talked about.
Stray is one we have not talked about, and that's coming to PlayStation Plus Premium. So and they're probably going to slightly overcharge for that game, just to like entice.
So, what?
So
I can actually see PlayStation.
I could see
that.
Stray being like $30, which equates out to like 2 months of PlayStation Plus extra. Or like I could see this game possibly being $35 or $40, just to make it more tantalizing to get into the subscription for PlayStation Plus, and then play it like that.
Is it PlayStation exclusive?
For now, it's coming to Epic Game Store as well, but
I mean, if it's cheaper than Epic Game Store, it's cheaper than
same
Epic Game
price.
Store. You think it's going to be the same price?
Yeah.
As PlayStation?
Yeah.
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 Fair enough.
Okay, we talked about Roller Drome. We talked about Callisto Protocol, Season, Tunic, Eternites. Okay, so we're on to the big cheese. We're on to the big kahuna. We're on to the thing that I'm glad happened when it happened, because I would have had me cheering for something other than my wedding on the day of my wedding if they had held this trailer at Summer Game Fest. Like, I was allowed to get stoked at work, just balls to the wall.
You're allowed to get stoked? They're like, yeah, you're good. Yes. You're all celebrating?
You're allowed one stoke at work.
Yep. So, Final Fantasy 16. That trailer, that music, that graphic they put out after the fact.
How many times did you watch that trailer that day? Riddle me this, Batman.
3.
3?
No, that was like a 6. Because I watched the State of Play.
Yeah, I was like 5,
watched it on my
6.
phone.
I mean, I watched the Resident Evil 4 one a lot. I had to go back and
I
forth.
only watched all the trailers once.
Fair enough.
No, could not be me. I've watched reaction. Since then, the day of was like 6. Since then,
I reacted so hard to this that I didn't need anyone else's reaction.
I'm watching Mighty Keith's reaction. I'm watching Maximilian Dude's reaction. I've seen the trailer so many times in so many contexts.
I was actually on with the rupees. Shouts out to the rupees.
I popped in literally in the last minute. I got off work. I was like, I'm hopping in the Discord. My
shit was just like 2-3 seconds delayed. I just pulled out my headphones. I'm like, I'm not listening to the Discord. I can't hear these niggas reacting to shit before I see it because it's gonna piss me off.
Yep,
but ooh, that trailer
say,
was.
Hey, what browser / link are you guys watching this on directly? Because I had that problem with the Apple event. Was that today? Has today been that long that the Apple event was today? No, it had to have been yesterday.
There was an Apple event.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday.
WWDC.
Actually was talking about that new MacBook.
Yep. That new MacBook, iOS 16 looks fire. We'll get into that when it's closer.
Showed that.
What,
Didn't they just show shit for
16?
Apple?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah.
No, like I feel
before
like
that, probably
3 months ago they just showed like a whole new MacBook Pro and.
No, not the new MacBook Pro, or the last MacBook Pro was 2 years ago.
It definitely wasn't that long ago.
It was.
The M1 chip thing?
Yep. The initial M1 was the...
No, the Studio. Not the Studio.
Yeah, the Studio is different. It's...
Yeah,
this
I
is
get that
M2.
it's different.
But
I just feel like they just showed this all their Mac stuff off. Like, what?
They really did show the M1 a year ago and then dropped the M2.
No, it was 2 years ago. The M1 has been around since the initial drop.
To be fair, the pandemic doesn't count. It's all 1 year. I'm only...
It's just an endless year.
This time
I'm not turning 30 in like...
What is time anymore?
I'm not turning 30 in 2 weeks. That's not happening.
That's not happening. That's just happening.
Not there yet. But I feel you, Chris.
You got to put up your
Chris in the
podcasting
document,
headphones.
I gotta. I'm now in my 30s. I can't be in a podcast anymore. It's
you gotta pick up carpentry, but you can listen to podcasts. You're just barred from making them.
cut the
Yeah.
grass.
You're finally
ride
going
a
to start
lawnmower.
making your own
Coding.
beer.
Game development.
Like, it's going to be more than just
I've been having a beer making kit in my closet. I've just been waiting to bust out.
Yeah.
I wish I
That's your
was lying.
30th birthday
I really wish I
present.
was lying.
It's a time to let it know. I know it's real. We all know it's real.
You're going to wake up like 3 days after your birthday precisely and be like, I feel like fermenting.
Open itself. It'll hover into your hands, open itself, and just be like, step 1, do this. And then you're going to fuck it up. And then you're going to be like, fuck it, I need to start a brewery from the ground up. This is midlife crisis time, people. And then your
What would
Monday
we call
night.
it?
Or we
In
could make a
10
video
years.
game.
Yeah, there's that
Let's say
too.
Wednesday.
There's that too. Yeah, but the brewery is just a front to be like to fund the video game fund.
for everybody.
Wednesday recording.
Wednesday recording. Ooh,
That's the name of the game.
I'm gonna write that down.
It's the name of the brewery.
Not Monday night. Wednesday recording.
It could be the game and the beer brand, synergy. Come on, people. I'm right, though. I'm really right, though.
You're absolutely correct.
Indie cult darling in the game space and
A brewery.
an overhyped but still adequate quality, like Atlanta-based, makes it dope brewery,
I wouldn't call it overhyped.
Hey,
I
we're
think
the
good
only
beer.
one who will let you.
It's gonna
we're the
be
only brewery
overhyped
company
because
that will
it's
let you drink a
actually
brew
good.
directly from a video game.
Oh, that
We're the only ones who would do that. You see our
yeah.
characters drinking in a game, you can get that. That's real.
Gotta get
That's
that.
real.
Yeah, people doing VR, but it's like, no, you can come down here, play the game, and drink the beer
Get that.
in the game
that.
without
And
You
having to
can
leave your
really
house.
be in game at the bar drinking a brew, while also at your house in VR drinking a brew. You can get full immersion. We offer full immersion. You can taste our games.
You can
know,
play the
for-
game
you can
on
be-
our custom-built arcade cabinets at the brewery and drink the beers from the game as you play the game and drink the beers in the game.
That's too meta. You can
It's
also
not.
be in
It's
VR.
just beer. It's not too meta. 'cause
The
it's
cabinet
just-
in and
at the
of
end of
itself
the
is
day,
just the
it's
tap.
just beer.
You ask what's on tap. You see the cabinet right there. You just
It's always complex until
Plug
you
yourself
realize you're
directly in.
drunk, and then
Yeah.
that's when the game really opens up.
there are ties on the wall, and it says tie one on, and it's all fun and games until someone does heroin.
That's all I could think about when you said Taiwan on.
Yep.
I'm like, this escalated quickly.
Yeah. I just thought of the wall of ties, but I
Yeah,
guess, yeah.
yep. It's all fun and games
Huh.
until it. I guess it might all still. It might. Never mind.
Is
Do
there
not do
another thing?
heroin. If you're listening to this and you're doing heroin,
Yeah.
seek help. Don't do heroin.
Not even once. And that's not a joke.
Final Fantasy 16. It doesn't.
That's
do
what we
heroin.
were talking about.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I mean, that game's pretty dope.
Mm.
I ate that trailer up like dog food.
Boy. Is this podcast going to hell? Maybe.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh my goodness, yo! I can't wait to play this new 16, bro.
God damn it.
Oh
yeah,
my god!
Yoshi P's like, hey, the world's on fire and everything sucks, but Final Fantasy, here you go. And then really brought world peace to like anybody who had any touchstone with anything. The only thing that they didn't show in that was a party. And because you might be a one-man party, or woman.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know if you're going to be a party at this point. It seems like it's going for a single player type.
What Final Fantasy
vibe.
hasn't had a party ever?
No, your party might be the summons that you're able to switch into, technically.
Oh, not even technically.
Yeah,
They really people pointed
Because
it out that
the icons have their dominance.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Are you going to
It
be
looks like
turning
a
into
1v1
like the primals?
Yes.
Oh fuck yeah!
Freaking Remove's been getting some
Channeling
screen
them.
time lately in the mainline games.
Yeah.
Right?
He's been getting some real
Well,
screen time lately.
It's because Yoshi P's like, what do people find really? Because Yoshi P technically
It's a man of the
teased
people.
this.
The P is for the people.
I think Yoshi P teased this in Shadowbringers, post Shadowbringers, the fact that the icons would be, the summons would be more important in 16, because they announced it, and then right after post Shadowbringers, where they redid all their designs for the Alliance raid or the normal raid, the Eden raid has all the. It's layers to this shit. I trust
Also,
the
like,
team
Remove
implicitly.
specifically, 14, 15, now 16?
Well, Bahamut.
I mean,
Bahamut should be... Okay, if Bahamut is not in the Final Fantasy game, you fucked up. That's clear cut. Bahamut has to be
That
in the
is
game.
That is a
Bahamut and
fact.
Odin are usually the ones that kind of wait to show, but the fact that they showed them, they showed Phoenix, and Phoenix.
Trailer.
I'm saying, if Bahamut is not in your Final Fantasy game,
Phoenix
you
is
fucked
on
up.
the fucking box art.
Yeah,
Right.
Phoenix and Ifrit.
but Phoenix was
They're
not.
brothers.
Was Phoenix in 14 or 15 like that? I know it's technically
14, that's my big summon in freaking Stormblood. That's my summoner. That's my big special. First I summon Bahamut,
Yeah, but you don't
then I summon
fight
Phoenix, and then I start
Phoenix.
the cycle all
It's a
over again.
whole-
No.
You don't.
But
At this
now
point-
I have to summon. But now
You
I have to
don't
summon like
fight
everyone
Phoenix,
else,
but
so I can
Phoenix
summon Bahamut. So
is-
then I can summon Phoenix, and then I summon everyone else.
Yeah, Phoenix is like the last big one you summon before restarting your whole rotation.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
fight it like. Think about the primals that you fight. You
Using
fight
it.
Titan twice. You fight Garuda twice. You fight Ifrit. Well, technically more than just counting like the way Yoshi P handled it as far as Realm Reborn to Shadowbringers, and the way that those are Leviathan. We did see Leviathan, right?
Well, yeah, what? Oh,
No, they haven't showed
In
Leviathan.
16.
They have not shown Leviathan.
no.
They've only showed the ones that they named in that OST.
Yeah, Soken
Yeah.
once again was like, "Here's my whole foot in the pot." Just
It's so Kinusi.
Actually, that Anton, we do fight Phoenix in 14.
where?
Binding Coil of Bahamut, turn 11.
Oh,
It's the penultimate boss.
oh,
Oh.
It's right
Definitely
before you fight
skip that.
Bahamut Prime.
definitely skip that.
Oh, there you go. Yep,
Hey,
they're
look,
skipping
I was
content.
trying to do Binding Core legit. Still can't get a party for it. So
I mean, it's hard. You got to get everybody.
How many do we need? We just need 8 people.
Everybody.
yeah,
Yeah. pretty
we
much
did the
entire
Savage
squad.
with like 3 or 4, which I was really.
I mean, you could technically like
We could do that.
do it all.
I wanted to do
We
the
got 2
Savage
healers, 2 tanks, 4
Alexander.
GPS. We got that.
My next big goal is Savage Alexander.
Okay.
Have fun.
But yeah, Soken. I don't have game time, so I can't have that fun right now. All right.
No, you can't.
It timed out perfectly. I'm like, oh, I'm going to run out of game time as I get married. So, can't just.
Yeah.
Can't have that needle in. It'll.
Nah, it was just getting away.
But yeah.
I personally can't wait for 16. This has been like one of my most anticipated since they showed it off. Like we
2
know the
years
pedigree
ago.
behind
This is
this.
another one that
We've
was 2
seen-
years ago.
We've seen the improvements of the trailer. We hear the OSTs. We've played Heavensward and Shadowbringers, we know the quality of the writing there.
I've
We
played
know
Endwalker.
stylistically that it looks good. Like, we've played Devil May Cry. Like, we know how good and fluid that combat feels. And
Marvel
if
versus
they want to take the
Capcom
action
2.
route, Marvel versus Capcom. If you know how good that combat feels, that's exciting to know that you're finally going to get that in a Final Fantasy game.
How old is that game? That game is old.
Yeah, but it's still good.
Okay, and does that take away from it?
They never made an action game as good as God Hand again.
That's true.
Nier Automata would like a word.
No, even Nier Automata. Even dog. Bruh, I'm talking about a fully customizable combo system. I'm talking you can make your own combos. Them combos have frames. And dodging with the analog stick? Dodging analog stick? Bruh.
Is this the God? Oh no, this is a different God Hand that's VR exclusive on Steam. I was about to say I'll add it to my Steam wish list and it'll hit one of these sales and I'll play it. But
that game was good outside the visuals. Steam. And a learning curve. Yeah, I can see that.
And God Hand was funny as hell.
But yeah, so Jalen, one of the things not PlayStation related that you wanted to touch on this week is Diablo Immortal.
Diablo Immortal. Diablo Shitstorm. Diablo, I hope you want to spend $100,000 to max your character and then not max your character.
Wait,
this is is worse than Battlefront 2 levels of over monetization on a game that's actually pretty good.
Here's the thing. The mobile market.
No, this is bad for even the mobile market, dog.
No.
Like, I'm someone who plays gacha games for entertainment. Bruh,
Yeah.
this is...
Did you ever play Clash Royale?
Yes. It's worse than Clash Royale.
No, it's not. It's
yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's start with, to get gems in the game, if you do not use a legendary crest, which mostly costs money, which you can buy for real money, you will never get a higher than a 2-star gem. You are capped at 2 stars. The max is 5. Meaning, unless you're willing to open the loot box, because literally its game mechanic is loot box, is you use your paid token to freaking get into a rift and hopefully get a 5-star gem. You're not, because the rates are freaking gacha game rates. I'm talking 5-star gems are a 0.05% chance. If you're free to play, you will never see one.
You said 0.05?
0.05. 4-star gems are at 0.2.
Goddamn.
3-star gems are at 1%. Bruh. And that's your progression system. And that's only what we knew before you got to level 40. Then they added more stuff you could buy.
So Blizzard
Bruh, it's bad.
Yeah.
There's 3 battle passes, plus there's 3 different battle passes in that game.
3?
Yes. Like,
I'm gonna download it right now and see.
That's and this is also some of the thing about it is what part of what makes it insidious is some of the things that they sell you will not get until you hit level 40, which is gonna take you a good minute.
All right, I got it installing on my phone. We're gonna see. Ooh, Maple Story's in the ad. I'm gonna download.
I'm gonna say you're not gonna see as much. You're not gonna see the worst of it right now. You know, because remember, it being a mobile game, you have to play a certain amount of game before they even let you into the shop.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But holy shit, that game, the monetization on it is horrendous.
I just have some games that I'm piling up on my phone that I just really want to try out. I want to try out Apex Legends Mobile, Call of Duty Mobile. I want to try out Final Fantasy VII, The First Soldier. I want to try out Pokemon Unite, the mobile version. Well, I technically haven't played any version of that. Want to play Skullgirls mobile, and then I just added Diablo Immortal and Maple Story mobile to that.
I want to say this again. I want to preface this again, is that the actual gameplay, the gameplay part, not the progression system or the monetization, is pretty good. It's basically just Diablo 3 optimized to be played on your phone.
Have you played it on mobile and PC or just mobile?
I've played it on just mobile. I realized I was not going to try it on PC. It's one of those things with like the fact that I already have Path of Exile on my PC. If I'm going to play an ARPG on my PC, I'm going to play one that, you know, isn't trying to just steal my wallet. Like, I could play that game and feel like I'm progressing through that game naturally for the sake of playing that game instead of opening up RNG loot boxes to get gear.
Okay. Well, does anybody have one more thing? Or are you not done with Diablo?
No, just don't. If you decide to check out that game, don't spend any money. Don't even give them the $1. Don't even give them the $1.
Yeah, I intend on trying it, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, and I'm saying, like, after you defeat like one of the first rifts and you fight your first boss, they'll put you right into the shop and be like, hey, you know, you could spend $1, and then like, nah, don't give them nothing. Don't give them nothing. This game is bad. This is really bad. Like, this is worse than Battlefront 2 bad. Like,
yeah, it's egregious, but also in the mobile market, like, I'm also aware.
This is egregious. That's the thing.
I'm also aware that the mobile market, you'd be surprised at how egregious it gets.
No, I play a lot of mobile games. That's usually they're on the egregious side, but for like, okay, for example, one of the things
this is egregious for egregious.
One of the things they want to sell you in that for $200. Okay, so the way the gym system works is that the gyms they come in rarities between 1 star and 5 star.
Mobile
if you're
gamers are
free to
laughing
play,
their asses off right now.
If you're free to play, you will never see a 5 star. You might see a 4 star. You need multiples of them. Because if you want to rank up your gyms, you need to infuse them with more gyms that are the same gym. And for like $200, no, it's not 200, it's like 150 total. They want to sell you a 3-star rank 4 gym. Which is stupid, because at the end of the day, you still need 5-star gyms. That's not the thing you need. You know, the things that have a 0.05 drop chance.
Ridiculous.
And that's just the game's progression system.
All right. Well, like I said, I want to give it a try because I enjoy Diablo, and this is all we're getting until Diablo 4. And even that might be egregious because...
No, Diablo 4, they already said Diablo 4 is going to have microtransactions in it.
So, yeah. I'm excited by Diablo 4 as a concept, not necessarily the implementation that we're going to get when it's all said and done. Okay, so does anybody have one more thing before we wrap? No? Okay, well, remember you can follow us all collectively around the internet, cheesycontrollerpodcast.com. Follow me on Twitter at Anton63X's Chris.
You can follow me at Chefing Chris.
Jalen.
Squid Bishop.
Madrid.
Speedwagon X.
All right, this has been a Know It's Good production. The video version is edited by Law and Twisted Mind. The audio version is edited by Iknowjones. Until next time, keep it cheesy.